Oh, hi. I'm a multimedia business owner in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I would love to tell you a little bit more about what I know. Hi, my name is Carolyn Lahara. I go by Caro, and I'm the owner of Carosfootprint. It is a multimedia company that covers film and photography. First of all, I want to say that most film and photography spaces here on YouTube have like the full official setup, and I'm trying to keep it casual. So it's here in my living room. I literally have like a lamp lighting me, not official studio lighting. I'm holding the mic, which a couple of years ago would have actually pissed me off. But first of all, it's trendy. Second of all, it's easier than me feeding a lav mic or bringing an actual mic out here. So we're just going to keep it casual. This is not my official setup. It's going to change from time to time. It might be outdoors on a shoot. It might be in my office while I'm editing something. So don't get used to this, but just know that I know how to operate a camera, do weddings, events, performances. This is the story of how I started a multimedia business, and I'm still operating in it, and I'm growing it. I have an assistant now, and I've hired help. I have second shooters. I have people who help set up the studios sometimes. We do all the things. We're like fully operational. I'm just looking for an editor, so just putting that out there. I do edit everything that I create, and I would like to know I am a dancer, a photographer, and a cinematographer. I started shooting photography before I even started dancing. It was like middle school. I was one of those Tumblr photographers. I used photo book. I'd say by the time that I was like 13, maybe 14, I was using my brother's point and shoot camera. When he first got it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's my dream camera. It was a literal point and shoot. And I would create Facebook albums, and then I would name each photo like a story and tell a story throughout these photos. So I've always been a storyteller. I've always wanted to be a cinematographer, but I didn't know it at the time. I was just a photographer. And then I had a best friend who bought a camera, and we shared a photography account in high school. I finally saved up and bought my own camera. My first DSLR was actually a DSLT, and it was the Sony A58. It was, I think, $800, and it was a lot of money for me. Right at the summer of graduating high school, I think I was 17, 18 at the time, I started shooting graduation photo, maternity, babies, birthday shoots, all of that stuff. I shot a lot in my own living room. And I bought these umbrella freaking lights on Amazon, and they were probably no more than $200, probably less. I think it was like way less. I don't think I had $200 for the lights. I did spend $200 on a flash, and that was like my big expense, and I barely ever used it. It was in 2014 where I was posting model shoots and stuff with friends. So 2014, started shooting officially, have been shooting for years as a novice. What's that called? Not a novice, as an amateur. And then in 2015, I moved to Las Vegas, and I was literally charging $30 an hour. Not even joke. I was charging $30 an hour for photo shoots, and I would deliver all of the photos. I would deliver every single thing that I shot and edit every single thing that I shot. It was an interesting business practice. And then I upped my game. I started having $75 graduation photo shoots. Thinking back at these prices, I'm like, how? And I actually thought that was really good money. $30 an hour feels like a lot to a broke college kid, but now not so much. It's in this economy. Just so you know how casual this is, I just have my hair up in a bun. I'm wearing socks. I'm not even wearing makeup. This was an impromptu past 9 p.m. It's 10 p.m. now idea to start this YouTube channel and make this intro video. I'm just telling the story to let you know like where I'm at and how I can help. Okay, so I'm shooting 2015, moved to Vegas to get my degree in dance. So I started shooting mostly dancers, performers, people who were in my college class, graduating class. Like that's how I was making these connections and like getting clients, was pretty much just word of mouth and people who like danced with me. I still shoot dancers a lot. I graduated with my dance degree in 2018, became a dance teacher, and in the studio that I was teaching dance, I was making more connections, and majority of my work was outdoor photo shoots. And 2020, of course, the pandemic happens. I did about a year of pandemic teaching dance, and I feel like during that time, everybody was reevaluating what they're doing with their lives, and I decided that I needed to leave that job. And so I left my job and put in my last notice and got an LLC and started Carosfootprint. I started my business in 2021. That's when I got the LLC. I wouldn't say that I started my business. I was too scared to use the LLC. I thought that I would be doing illegal things, like not on purpose, just like I was scared because I didn't know what it meant to have a business. And so I wasn't charging any clients. I wasn't working with clients. It was also the pandemic. So I was doing a lot of self shoots and I was still like posting that I was this photographer. I had a photography page, which I had actually started way back in high school with the friend who had a camera. We started a photography page called Photography. And then we went our separate ways and it became Carosfootprint. I was posting it online and gathering kind of a reputation as a photographer because I was doing the skills on myself. Got a business bank account. I got like all of the official paperwork and certificates and everything that you need to be a fully functioning business. And then I started getting really acquainted with building my website. Low-key became a little web designer. Came up with a bunch of packages before I even like launched my business. And I think that was low-key a really smart thing to do. I revamped my Instagram and had the link to my website. And so everything was pretty seamless for booking. I set up all payments to be linked to my business bank account. And then I felt like I could be a fully operating business. 2022, still kind of self shoots, working with a couple of friends. I didn't actually start invoicing clients and doing it officially operating as a business until the end of 2022. And I'm talking like the end, like October, November. I had like 3 shoots and that was pretty much it. And then come start of 2023 was when I started booking clients a little bit more consistently. I shot my first wedding, and that first year I shot 4 weddings. 2023 was actually the first year of my business actually operating officially, and I made the same amount of money that I made as a dance teacher in my first year. Then the second year I doubled that. And then the following year, which would be 2025, doubled it again, baby. So I feel like I have a lot of knowledge. I've shot for Chance the Rapper. I've shot for Big Sean. So many performers here in Vegas. Eva Fest. I do Dance in the Desert. I film all of their concerts. I work with a contemporary company called DMD. I shoot all of their concept video intensives, which are like dance film. I shoot mostly portrait work, so I work with people. I don't shoot cars or anything, so sorry about that. I book weddings upwards of $5,000. I actually specialize in shooting weddings by myself, doing both photo and video, and I feel like that's a very special skill and a unique skill. Totally able to switch back and forth, switch my brain from photo to video, and I have a wealth of information for that. During the pandemic, I actually bought a film course called Full-Time Filmmaker, and I learned a lot of my information from that. But majority of what I know is from YouTube Academy. So I feel like because I've gotten so much from YouTube, this is my opportunity to give back to YouTube. I learned a lot from Flern and Piximperfect for photography. A lot of my film stuff is from Full-Time Filmmaker, but also like so many tutorials on YouTube. Like you can pretty much learn anything on YouTube. With that being said, a lot of the newer people who are posting tutorials out here are more creative, which is wonderful. It's great. They sometimes share some stuff where I'm like, that's technically not sound, and rules are meant to be broken, of course. That's absolutely valid. However, I do think that you have to understand the technicalities before you are able to break those rules and just like do whatever. But you know, everybody's got a camera nowadays, and that's totally fine. I'm here to help you navigate how to use that camera or how to operate your business. When I first started my business, I said that I was an artist with a business, not a businessman. I feel like I've grown a lot since then, and I'm definitely a businessman. I've learned a lot, and I have a lot to share. So if you're interested in any of this, I will be posting so much more than just client work now on this channel. I felt like I had to do a little bit of an introduction video and explain all it is that I do, but I think you'll learn more about me and what I am capable of and what I do as time goes on. And also, I'll be learning and growing and sharing what I'm learning and growing in too. So this can be such a fun journey that we're going on together. I hope you enjoyed the story of how a little broke college student making $13 an hour shooting photography now shoots weddings upwards of $5,000 and has doubled her income year after year. Every year it doubles in size, and I love that. So I have a lot to share with you, and I hope that you have a lot of questions because I'm happy to answer them. That's another thing that made me want to like really start this channel is I get so many DMs asking me questions, and I want to answer all of them, and I do answer most of them. And I take so much time writing out an entire paragraph where I feel like it could just be easier to give you a video. I've answered somebody's questions just last week with a video, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I feel like I can share a little bit more with this platform. So thanks so much for watching. We're going to keep it chill over here. Chill vibes. Don't get used to this background. It's going to change. This light's going to change. And just, you know, we're chilling over here. So thanks for being here. Ask me anything, any questions. I think my next video is probably going to be like settings related, or I don't know, maybe it's business related. What do you want to hear? Let me know. Okay. My name's Caro.